is mighty sweet. Liberty sows its seed at Farpoint Farms.
Hey guys, it's Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms here in the mountains of North Carolina. Tonight, a new power station, a portable power station here from Oupes. I've reviewed their 600 watt system, and actually that system powers my radio station 24/7. That station and a 100 watt panel and that Oupes power supply just works perfectly. The power went out for a couple days here. We had an ice storm, and I used the Oupes to power up our TV and do some other stuff. We had our router turned on, so took the station down for a little while and ran that instead. And it's a pretty darn cool piece of equipment. That one was 600 watts. We're thinking forward. We're thinking about our Volkswagen project that I'm doing on the other channel, and we're building that, and we're going to have two 100 watt solar panels up on the roof. And we needed a new power pack for it. Now I want to be able to run a fridge 24/7, a very small fridge, one of those car-sized fridges, but still a fridge-freezer combo, this thing, maybe a couple of laptops or whatnot. So it had to have a little more power than what we were using with the old one. So I checked it out, and wouldn't you know, they make a bigger one here. This booger is big. So let's see here. It is a 12 to 30 volt at 200 watt input, so we will be able to run both panels that I wanted to use on that. And it does have, of course, you can charge off of DC or a power pack or off of solar. USB, lots of USB stuff going on. Let me go ahead and open this thing up. But this is 31 amp hour battery. That's a big battery, okay? When it comes to lithium ion stuff, that's a lot of battery. In fact, yeah, the price for just a battery of that size, if you wanted to try to build a system out of lithium ion cells, is going to hurt you pretty bad in the wallet. 992 watt hours of runtime, so pretty impressive all around spec wise, which is why we decided to go with this. Here she is. It's identical in shape to the 600 watt unit, but this is definitely, I mean, you can feel it when you pick it up. I think this thing has to be probably in the 30-pound range. I'm sure it's listed in here somewhere. Let me go ahead and open up the accessories, take a look at the manual. I'll give you an idea of some of the stuff that's going to run. It's a good-sized power brick. Let me get my glasses on for this. 3 amp power supply, 24 volts out, and it produces 200 watts. I mean, this is a pretty stout power brick. All right. And you also have the ability to charge it not just off of that. You can charge it, so there's the cable for that, but you can also charge it off of the 12 volt, cigarette lighter outfit, although I doubt anywhere near as fast as that would charge it up. And looks like we have our warranty card here. 2 years. 2 years on this as far as warranty goes, so that's pretty impressive. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right. We'll go through it, we'll fire it up, we'll get the screen a little closer here. Hopefully I won't lose focus here. I could do a phone 65 times. I could do a tablet PC 29 times. I could recharge a laptop 15 times. 10 watt lights, 87 hours. Camera, 55 time recharge. A drone, 15 times. Mini cooler, 17 and a half hours, right? So that's what sold me when I was looking at the specs of this thing. We have a new, and I'm going to show this in another video, but we have a new mini fridge / freezer that's also going to go in this bus. Yeah, it'll run during the daytime, and it'll run off of nearly all of it will be solar. But at night, we needed to maintain its temperature. So it's going to be able to do that and then recharge during the day, discharge during the night. Fan, we are going to have fans running. I'm hoping they're straight 12 volt, which should increase efficiency a little bit over this. But yeah, we're going to have 2 fans. So we got, some run time there. Tools, Wi-Fi, 110 watt TV. I can say that the older one, which was far less reserve capacity and far less overall wattage output, was 7.9 hours. We got 7 hours, so I'll bet you that's a little conservative. Of course, I think ours was a little less wattage than that. So, and here's where you see the numbers. And the reason I haven't brought it up before this is that I think people get the wrong impression when they see wattage overall. So the other unit, the Oupes that we had, was 600 watts. This one here is rated at 1200, so double the available output power. And then it actually has a peak power of 3600 watts. That means you could conceivably run a microwave with something like this, or a coffee maker would run off of something like this. But it's not going to run for very long. Even with a large battery like this, you know, you'd have to use that for short bursts. That being said, it's one of the things that sold us was the ability to do something like that in a pinch, right? So the ability to do that is pretty nice. That is a lot of power, 1200 watts out, you know, continuous. And, you know, you're pulling in 200 watts, so it's only going to discharge at a rate of 1,000 watts if you have solar or you know, another power source charging it back up at the same time. But then, of course, you got USB and output power, 10 amp out on the 12 volt side, USB amperage and such. Right. And the type of battery, LiFo, so lithium ion, and that's kind of the go-to thing. Okay. Yep. First, I'll just take a look. You know, obviously the front panel, where most of the action's happening. We do have a rather large fan shroud here, and I'm sure the cooling fan blows through there. On the back, it does have a camper fan, you know, or camper fan. On the back here, it does have a light, and I think there's 2 light modes on that. I don't want to blind the camera. I'm not going to turn that on right now. And then on this side, also another fan. So quite a stout unit. And back to the front here, let me get it close enough. We can adjust this. We have a 1200 watt pure sine wave, 110 or 100 to 120 volts. So 3 outlets on the front. Each of these has its own individual button. So I can power up this side or this side. Here's our input. So solar, 110 outlet or 12 volt in. Let me go ahead and power it up. Okay, so she's coming with a 52% charge. And then if you want to fire up one side or the other, you press that. Instantly the fan cycles, and it's going to tell us at 0 watts, which is our that's what I'm putting out right now, 99 hours. Well, that's convenient. I'll go ahead and turn that off. Then we can turn on the 12 volt side of things. Again, 99 hours. No output at all right now, but here's our USB and USB-C, and then regular barrel plug 12 volt outs, plus a cigarette output. So I'm happy that it comes with all that stuff. It's nice to have all this on board, right? All right, so things that we could plug into it. All right, this is completely dead, so you can see. So we'll go ahead and plug this in and see what kind of amperage it starts to draw, or what kind of wattage it starts to draw. You can see the hours available start to drop as it starts to calculate. And it springs to life. So it is working. You can see our voltage, or I'm sorry, our wattage go up. And let's see, 33, 34 watts. That's what she's running on. So, you know, just running this computer at a 50% charge will run for 17 hours is what it's calculating on the screen right there. And I'll turn that back on there. So 12 hours now that it's fully booted up. So 24 hours of runtime on this pack if I wanted to just run the radio station. So pretty cool. But what else can we run on it? Well, I'm not going to unbox it, but I'll show you this right here. And this is our new refrigerator. This is what fridge and freezer. This is what's going to be running in our van all the time during the summertime when we're camping. And it is 2.5 amps. Doesn't say the wattage output. I believe when I was looking at it, it was like 60 watts max at cool down mode. In energy saving mode, it was only 45 watts. So not too dissimilar from the little laptop over there. So pretty interesting. And I'll make a video on this as time goes on. I've left it boxed up for now just because we're moving stuff around still. Let's take it outside and I'll show you where it's going to live. All right, so here's the camper. And you get an idea of scale here, but we're going to put 2 solar panels up on top here, one of those flexible 100-watt solar panels. I've got one on order, and we're going to get that test fitted, and then I'll order the second one. They're not terribly expensive, and they're a perfect match for this. And so the little power pack here will sit right under my seat. There's space in these campers for stuff like this. A lot of Volkswagen buses came with an auxiliary battery in the back. And we thought about putting it in there. I have no reason to believe that it wouldn't do fine in the engine compartment. But because it has the USB stuff here, figured easier than running extension cords and stuff up here for that. We'll just put it right underneath the seat here and block off a spot for it. Solar will come in and charge it. It'll have a close run to get to the refrigerator, a close run to get to the laptop, and anything else we want to charge, like this camera. Well, I guess that'll do it. This is cool. So, you know, I think in other videos that I've done reviews of these products, we talk about like why you would want to have one. So for emergency stuff, you're looking at needing something like this, maybe to run a CPAP machine or an oxygen generator, things like that for medical reasons. For people like me that think about preparedness, you know, I run a radio station here locally, and I also have a lot of two-way radio equipment plus shortwave radio equipment that I'd like to be able to hear in the event that the power goes out for extended periods of time. But in the short-term stuff, like we think about those, like emergencies, why would you want it for an emergency? The short-term stuff is what I started with. I had a snowstorm, and it was an ice storm. We lost power for 3 days. It was so nice to be able to have something like this where, you know, hey, let me plug in the router so we can, you know, we can get our messages in and out. We can watch a little TV on the TV set while we have a fire so we don't freeze, you know. So things like that make these things so nice to have. And because it's lithium ion, you charge them up, you know, you can charge it up off the house current, and then you just kind of forget that they exist until you need them. And I think we hadn't, well, I used it for the radio station, so I think I had like an 80% charge that particular day because the solar panels had a bunch of snow on it. But I mean, that's still not bad, and we were able to run, you know, that whole first day, and then plugged it back in the next day when I was out doing stuff. Came home, 100% charge. We were able to watch TV again and use the internet and repeat, rinse and repeat for 3 days straight. So I was able to run a house off of this. No noise, no gas. You know how much gas costs these days. So if you're not into green living, and I'm okay with that, man, I just want to tell you that solar and something like this is in a lot of ways better than your average generator. I think of like the tailgater size generator, that's around the same wattage that this thing puts out. And I mean, I love Harbor Freight, but those things are kind of garbage, man. They're just not that great. So anyway, that'll do it for today. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm kind of rambling, but it's the Oupes. It's a big boy. It's got to be 30, 40 pounds. It definitely puts out, what I'd say, 1,200 watts, but 3,500 watts max. And I wouldn't push that. But and then you also have your 12-volt side, which puts out, you know, good 10 amps, plus USB. And you can recharge it off the sun. You can recharge it off your household current. And you can just put it in the closet and wait for that day to come. And it doesn't stink like a generator would. Take care, my friends.